Breaking news, the Department of Homeland Security has just confirmed to CNN that federal law enforcement agents have raided properties owned by musician and producer Sean Diddy Combs.
Breaking news tonight, Sean Diddy Combs has been arrested in a Manhattan hotel this evening after a grand jury indicted the music mogul. His attorney tells CNN that he is currently being processed. The charges are unclear.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
Tonight, we are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking and
Diddy empire took a significant hit a few months ago as the truth behind the rapper's seemingly friendly facade began to emerge. With the public now aware of his darker side, calls for accountability are growing, and many hope he faces serious consequences, including jail time. Recently, Diddy has been hit with a series of serious allegations, including a shocking 52-page lawsuit filed by his former producer, Rodney Jones, which claims that he was involved in running a sex trafficking ring.
Well, tonight, they arrested P. Diddy. News just broke that they took him into custody in New York City, so I figured now's as good a time as any to shit all over Sean again and remind everyone just how horrible this man is. So if you haven't read the court documents and done any of the other research on this guy, this producer he worked with named Lil Rod brought this lawsuit against him. Rodney Jones v. Sean Combs, alleging RICO allegation, which is like organized crime. And he alleged that a member of this RICO organization was none other than the CEO of Universal Music Group, Lucian Grange. Universal Music Group produced 1/3 of the top 100 songs last year, including Taylor Swift. Quote, "While living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Combs had hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believed that Mr. Combs had recordings of defendants Lucian Charles Grange, Ethiopia Haber, as well as other celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and..."
Lawsuit also uncovered troubling revelations about Diddy's behavior, including frequent drug use, possession of firearms, blackmail, and coercion. It details how he allegedly had hidden cameras installed in every room of his house to record individuals during his notorious parties. Even comedian Cat Williams hinted at Diddy's troubling behavior long before the truth surfaced.
He was big on recording all kinds of things, and he frequently took this guy's phone from him and recorded things at parties. So this dude wound up with hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity on his own cell phone, including the acquisition, use, distribution of ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and mushrooms, the displaying and distribution of unregistered illegal firearms, Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the Virgin Islands, and Florida. Yes, those Virgin Islands. Diddy's brother, Christian, drugging and sexually assaulting a woman. Mr. Combs detailing how he planned to leverage his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to soften the impact of his public image of Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, which is horrendous, and I'm not going to read from it. It's absolutely disgusting. This guy's a piece of shit. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr., yes, that actor, Cuba Gooding Jr., sexually harassing and assaulting.
People sensed things were escalating when federal agents simultaneously raided 3 of Diddy's homes in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York. This coordinated operation was clearly part of a broader investigation. Additionally, many pointed to the leaked video of Diddy allegedly assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie in a hotel as conclusive evidence of—
I had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right. Because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did. See, I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you. That's why I can say them so freely.
Many experts speculated about the reasons behind the federal raids on Diddy's homes, suggesting that investigators believe they could uncover tangible evidence of his involvement in a sex trafficking ring.
It's not just because it was a sunny day in Los Angeles and Miami. The timing of this, I have to feel, is very strategic.
Look, you're absolutely right. Yes, it was actually a beautiful day on both coasts, quite frankly, to conduct this raid. I've participated in several raids during my time with the FBI, and that's actually not uncommon, particularly in federal type of crimes, which is what we're looking at here. Crimes that are going to cross state borders. The key in something like this, in a nonviolent crime, is to the preservation of evidence. That's what is so important here. And that is why I believe this was done at exactly the same time. It's actually not unusual. It's something that is done, and sometimes it's less about capturing the person and more about ensuring that evidence is still there, evidence has not been destroyed, and we can get as much as possible.
They were correct in their assumptions, as just a few months later, federal prosecutors compiled an extensive list of charges against him in preparation for his trial. Now, Johnny Depp's attorney, Camille Vasquez, who played a key role in his infamous victory against Amber Heard, may soon release her own statement regarding the ongoing situation. However, her partner, Bennu, has already shared his perspective. Bennu previously expressed his disagreement with Diddy's decision to address the leaked Cassie video as a
Before authorities, Wolf, can get into the home or property of anyone, you have to establish some firm basis to do that. And that is what at least we can conclude, that they had reason to believe that there were crimes involving sex trafficking, apparently, and that these areas potentially can give more information with respect to the specifics. And I think they would be looking for computer devices and other devices which would seem to indicate or give information as to whether there was any criminality very early in the process. But certainly we know that these have been carried out, and we'll see what, if any, information is gleaned to be suggestive of any criminality.
Suggested that Diddy's response might have been orchestrated by his PR team rather than advised by his legal counsel. This approach complicates things for his lawyers, especially since they are attempting to maintain a stance of innocence. Diddy has even pleaded not guilty to the recent indictments against him. His lawyer delivered an extended statement asserting Diddy's innocence and vowed to fight the charges vigorously. They also confirmed plans
announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers.
Meanwhile, Bennu commented that federal authorities appear to be primarily concentrating on the sex trafficking and racketeering charges, expressing confidence that they have a solid case. Bennu also mentioned that witnesses who had filed civil lawsuits against Diddy couldn't be forced to state that they were suing him for money, as his lawyers would likely face strong counter-arguments.
Not have had my client give a statement on the heels of the release of that video, and I certainly wouldn't have had him release that statement because I think it will be fodder for future examinations and deposition testimony, none of which is going to be good for Mr. Combs. My guess, and it's total speculation, was that this was the product either of his own volition or that of his PR team, but the kind of top-notch criminal lawyers you often have on your show would certainly have advised him to stay quiet because, as you mentioned, he's just thrown out the window any potential objection to the authenticity of the video. Also, I think what he said was really not helpful at all.
He also noted that when representing high-profile celebrities, lawyers must exercise extra caution to protect their clients' brands. However, given the seriousness of Diddy's current charges, the primary focus should likely be on keeping him out of jail.
Bail appeal scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30 in front of Judge Carter, the district judge assigned to this case. I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think he came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case. And we're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he. And eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent.
He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name.
We're no bail. He's detained.
We're appealing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're appealing the decision to hold him without bail.
When's the next court appearance?
Tomorrow at 3:30. 3:30, same place.
Will he be here? Will he be here?
Bail appeal. Bail appeal tomorrow at 3:30, same
They
court.
must believe they've got the goods on this. And as you said, they've been incredibly deliberate. We've been expecting this indictment really since the first raid, much less the second raid. And they really must have their ducks in a row here. They will try that. I don't know how far that gets you, because I think that the natural answer to, well, you're just here because you want to get money, the answer to that is going to be, no, I'm here because your client damaged me. So, I mean, I think it is a good line of cross-examination, but I think it's one that will have a real answer, which is no, I may be suing him, but I'm really here because he committed, he damaged me. He committed this crime against me. More challenging, and my partner, Camille Vasquez, and I, dealt with that with Johnny, and we dealt with that with some of our other clients, because you're not just dealing with, in this case, criminal charges, or in other situations, in Johnny's situation, the civil case, you're also dealing with the brand and reputation of the client. So to the client, that may be as important as the civil case or the criminal count. I think as lawyers, I think, Desi, you and I would err on the side of preserving the legal rights. But when you're representing somebody like this, you have to bear in mind that they're constantly thinking about their image, their brand, and you have to really talk that through with your client in a way that you don't with an ordinary client who's charged criminally is only going to be concerned really with what's before him, whereas with somebody like Diddy, you're dealing with his brand. Although I think these particular charges are so serious, if I'm representing him, the only thing that matters is going to be trying to extricate him or mitigate the punishment that's coming his way, because he's not going to have a brand if he's sentenced to life imprisonment.